the inflation that it causes, the other forces set off other dynamics that result in things like the failure of Silicon Valley Bank. Just met with a whole room full of bankers just a couple of hours ago who acknowledged the fact that excessive federal spending resulted in other things that caused other things that resulted in that failure. And, we have to be mindful of that. So this isn't just any ordinary debt ceiling increase. It's a debt ceiling increase that's come after more than 2 years of heavy inflation. Inflation that we were told at first was just short term. It was transitory. It turned out to be rather something not that, quite the opposite of that. This is a longer term problem for us now. It's going to cause all sorts of other problems. We've got to take it down. While we're on that note of any ordinary debt ceiling increase, keep in mind that over the last half century or so, we have raised the debt ceiling a number of times. And at least, it's like 35, 40% of those times, there are conditions attached to it. It makes a lot of sense when you do that. Just as when you were increasing, your credit limit, your borrowing limit as a business, as an individual, as a family, you'd want to have some sort of plan to make sure that you kept it under control. When would be a more appropriate time to do that than now? And yet, all of a sudden, our Democratic leaders are pretending as if this is like apocalyptic stuff. This is Book of Revelation stuff. This is men and women, or dogs and cats living together in the streets, that we attach conditions to this. Of course, not acknowledging the fact that attaching conditions to a debt ceiling hike is not anything new. He then said that what those Republicans are trying to do is to cause a default. This is doubly wrong. Doubly wrong. First, because that is not a default. You can blow past the debt ceiling increase deadline, so to speak, and then it just means the government can't borrow more. Yes, that causes problems. Yes, we'd have to figure out what to cut, what to not cut. But that is not itself a default. It's a situation where we'd have to address something. We're not even suggesting that we do that without raising the debt ceiling. All we're saying is, let's deal with the conditions. Secondly, it's wrong for him to say that they're flirting with the default. They're trying to cause a default because he's the one saying he won't accept any conditions, notwithstanding the fact that conditions have, for a long time, been a norm that we've often resorted to. Not enough, in my opinion, but we have resorted to them. So if what he's really saying is, we will refuse, if he really does believe.
Hello, friends. I have breaking news to share with you today. Please do not miss out on this extra relief money. The Internal Revenue Service has announced that 1 in 5 tax filers are losing out on this credit, which can provide people with thousands of extra dollars. And President Biden is pushing for new monthly checks for millions of American families. My dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video for all the details. Also, this coming Friday, I will be announcing 2 winners for the Walmart gift card giveaways. If you'd like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, simply click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, the more likely your chances of winning the giveaways. At this point, many people are in the process of finalizing their 2022 tax returns. But some people may not be filing a tax return at all. But according to officials, workers with low enough incomes do not have to file a tax return, but doing so could work to their benefit. That is because they may be eligible for money back from the IRS, thanks to the Earned Income Tax Credit. Though the problem with the Earned Income Tax Credit is that many individuals do not know about it. As a result, they lose out on money that might otherwise get to land in their bank accounts. In a recent interview, Mark Stieber, the Chief Tax Information Officer at Jackson Hewitt, encouraged tax filers to review the tax credits they're eligible to receive before finalizing their tax returns. And he made a point to mention that the Earned Income Tax Credit is a credit that's often overlooked. What makes the Earned Income Tax Credit so valuable is that it's fully refundable. Many tax credits will only reduce your tax liability down to 0%. When a credit is fully refundable, you get paid its full value, even if you owe the IRS no money at all. In fact, in 2021, the child tax credit not only saw its maximum value increase, but also became fully refundable. That allowed millions of households to benefit tremendously. Since many people are still tackling their 2022 tax returns, we'll review the income limits for that year. The maximum value of the Earned Income Tax Credit for 2022 is $560 for those with no qualifying children, $3,733 for those with one qualifying child, and $6,164 for those with two qualifying children. In 2022, 31 million eligible workers and families received about $64 billion from the Earned Income Tax Credit. So if you are struggling to cover your bills in the face of inflation, and many people are these days, then you really do not want to pass up the chance to get money back from the Internal Revenue Service. An estimated 1 out of every 5 filers who is eligible for the credit does not claim the credit. So if you're a lower or even a moderate income earner, it pays to look into the credit and see if you qualify for it. The president is proposing lots of tax hikes on upper income individuals and corporations, along with a near doubling of the capital gains tax rate. But Biden is also calling for bigger tax credits for families, including reinstating the 2021 expansions to the popular child tax credit. Democratic lawmakers had hoped to get the 2021 expansions extended through 2022 and beyond, touting the impact that a higher and fully refundable child tax credit with advanced monthly payments would continue to have on reducing childhood poverty in the United States. But they were unable to make a deal with congressional Republicans before Congress adjourned last year. Presently, the child tax credit is worth $2,000 per child under the age of 17, whom you can claim as a dependent on your tax return. To qualify, the child must be related to you and generally live with you for at least 6 months during the year. Republican Senator Mitt Romney of Utah has also called for a higher child tax credit, but his plan comes with a twist. Mitt Romney's plan would increase the credit to $3,000 per child and would allow 17-year-olds to also qualify. Senator Romney wants a credit to be paid in advance by having the Social Security Administration, not the Internal Revenue Service, send monthly payments to families of $250 per child. Under Mitt Romney's proposal, the child tax credit would begin to phase out at a modified adjusted gross income over $400,000 on joint returns and $200,000 on single returns. And the credit would only be available to working parents. A family would need to have $10,000 or more in earned income to receive the full benefit of Mitt Romney's proposed child tax credit, with families earning less than $10,000 receiving a benefit proportionate to their earnings. So, dear friends, what are your thoughts about Senator Mitt Romney's proposal? Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Well, my amazing and my most awesome friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Sunday. Thank you, dear friends, for being part of this community and for being here every single day. My friends, to say thank you and to show my appreciation, I will be announcing 2 more winners this coming Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway. Please enter the weekly giveaway, my friends. All you have to do is make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed weekend.